Our top story tonight. An act of vandalism has a Boise shelter disheartened after a not welcome sign was plastered on the window of Interfaith Sanctuary's proposed new shelter location on State Street. Interfaith Sanctuary's executive director says she's received personal messages against the new shelter, but is trying to stay positive. Ricardo Coronado has more.
Messages of be kind and everyone deserves a second chance are painted on the window of the former Salvation Army in Boise. But this past Sunday, Interfaith Sanctuary's executive director got a rude awakening after a do not sign is displayed over one of the messages.
Someone sent me a text on Sunday morning of the photos that they had been driving by and saw this, and they sent it to me. Shock and sadness. Someone goes to that effort to paint a "you're not welcome" on a building that we're trying to take care of our most vulnerable.
Interfaith is eyeing this building for their new proposed homeless shelter and has faced pushback.
The messaging is heating up. The personal messages that I'm receiving right now are pretty dreadful. But we're also, quite honestly, getting more and more support.
Boise Mayor Lauren McLean also weighed in on the situation, saying this doesn't represent the community. Peterson Steiger says they're keeping their heads up high and continuing to focus on informing the public why they are aiming for this place to be their new home.
Housing is so hard to access right now. Our 10,000 square foot building cannot do what a housing first shelter model must do. And that is really to provide a safe space 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for anyone that is sheltering there. It needs to have the ability for families to stay together.
After pausing the application in June, a task force being established to provide recommendations, Interfaith is ready to move forward. Their conditional use permit is scheduled to be discussed on November 15 in front of the city's Planning and Zoning Commission.
We have a lot of love and support, and this is definitely a project that will set the bar high for other communities as far as how we do shelter better.
Ricardo Coronado, Idaho News 6.
But good news for Interfaith Sanctuary. The group says the number of guests staying at their COVID-19 hotel has declined. Last month, the shelter saw a spike of COVID-19 cases within the homeless population and provided temporary shelter to more than 20 people at a hotel. Peterson Steiger says right now they have about 6 guests at the hotel, and this Friday, Interfaith is partnering with other organizations and medical providers to host a vaccine block party at the shelter from 12:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. to provide access to COVID-19 vaccines for the homeless population.